It is a cold and silent night. The sky is dark, and the stars are hidden behind black clouds. There is no wind in the air, and no sound in the street. Not even the usual dog bark or car horn. Everything feels strange and still, inside a small house. Near the edge of the desert town, Sarah is reading a medical book under a yellow light. She is a young doctor who moved here 6 months ago. She wants peace and space and no noise. She thinks this quiet place will help her forget her past. Suddenly, she hears a sound, just one knock at the door, not loud but clear and strange, like someone is trying to be careful. Sarah looks up and frowns. It is late, and she is not expecting anyone. She waits for a second knock, but nothing happens, only silence. Again, her heart beats a little faster. She walks to the door slowly. Each step feels heavy. When she reaches the door, she waits again. She puts her ear close but hears nothing. Then she unlocks and opens the door just a little. She sees a tall figure standing in the dark. The figure is a woman with long silver hair and pale skin that shines softly. She is holding something small in her arms before Sarah can speak. The woman looks at her with tired, glowing eyes. She whispers with a voice that is dry and weak, "Please, my daughter needs water." And then she falls right there at Sarah's feet. Sarah drops to her knees and checks the woman's pulse. It is very weak and strange, not like any human pulse she has felt before. She looks at the child in her arms. The child is small, maybe 4 years old, wrapped in a dark cloth and not moving much. Her skin is smooth and glowing too, but her eyes are shut and her breath is fast. Sarah looks around quickly. There's no car or bike, no footsteps in the sand, only 2 sets of prints that end near the door. It is like they appeared out of nowhere or walked from a place not on this earth. She pulls the woman and child inside. She locks the door and pulls the curtains. Her hands are shaking. She does not know what is happening, but she knows this is not normal. She puts the woman on the couch and brings water. The child opens her eyes slowly. Her eyes are all white, no pupils, just light. Sarah tries to stay calm. She checks the woman again. Her skin is cold, but she is still breathing. Sarah sees something strange. There's blood on the woman's hand, but it is not red. It is blue, bright and glowing. She touches it with her finger. It is warm and thick. She steps back in shock. This is not human. This is not from Earth. She looks at the child. The child is now sitting up, looking at her without blinking. The child says in clear English, "They are coming." Sarah freezes. She stares at the child. "What did you say?" The child repeats, "They are coming." Then she hugs her knees and starts to cry. Sarah wants to ask more, but a sudden light flashes through the window. She hides beside the window and looks outside. A red light is moving slowly across the sky like a drone, but larger and more silent. It shines a beam down near her house and moves on. Sarah backs away from the window. She feels fear growing inside her. Who is coming? Who are they? Why is this woman not human? And how does the child speak English? She walks to the girl. She kneels down and speaks softly. "Who are you? Where did you come from?" But the child just shakes her head and looks at the woman on the couch. The woman moves her lips slowly. She is whispering something again. Sarah leans closer to hear. The woman says, "The hunters. Hide us, please." Then she goes silent again. Her body shakes and she stops moving. Sarah feels for her pulse. It is still there, but even weaker now. She must do something. She lifts the child and carries her to the back room. She clears the small bed and wraps her in a blanket. Then she runs back and brings the mother. She sets them both down in the room. She takes a deep breath. She needs to think, but her thoughts are racing. Then she notices something new. Around the child's neck is a chain, and on that chain is a small silver stone. It is glowing softly, like it is alive. Sarah touches it, and a map appears in the air. Asterisk. The sky is still dark, but something in the air has changed. Sarah feels it, like the silence is watching her now. Not just quiet, but alive inside the small back room. The child is awake. She sits on the edge of the bed, her white eyes glowing faintly in the dark. She is not crying. She is not scared. She is just still, like she is listening to something no one else can hear. Sarah watches from the door. She does not want to scare her. She steps inside slowly. The child turns her head before. Sarah speaks like she already knows. "What is your name?" Sarah asks gently. The child tilts her head. She blinks once, then speaks. "I don't have a name now, just daughter." Sarah feels a strange chill. Daughter. Just daughter. She sits on the floor beside her. "What happened to you? Where is your mother from?" The child does not answer. Instead, she looks at Sarah's hand. "Your skin is soft, but your thoughts are heavy. Why are you afraid?" Sarah pulls her hand away slowly. "I am not afraid of you. I just don't understand. Where did you come from? How do you speak English?" The child points at the glowing stone on her necklace. "This helps. It remembers languages, remembers people." Sarah looks closely at the stone. It is small silver, but alive. It pulses like a slow heartbeat. Every few seconds, a soft blue glow. She reaches out and touches it again. Nothing happens. But the child smiles. It only shows things when it wants to. Sarah hears a sound from the front room. She rushes there. The alien woman is still lying on the couch. She is sweating now, her skin turning darker blue. She is breathing harder, her chest rising and falling too fast. Sarah brings water, tries to help, but the woman grabs her wrist, eyes wide. She speaks in her strange tongue, sharp sounds, clicks and breaths. Then one word in English: "Run." Sarah freezes. "Run." From what she turns to ask the child. But the girl is standing in the hallway, already looking out the window. They are near. She says, "I feel them in the ground." Sarah follows her gaze. Outside, the sand is still, but far in the distance, she sees red lights moving low to the ground, fast, too fast. Not cars, not drones, something else. Turns back to the child. "We have to go now." But the child shakes her head. "If we run, they follow. If we stay, they circle. They like fear. They eat it." Sarah steps back. "Who are they? Hunters?" The girl says softly, "From the dark edge, where broken stars sleep." Sarah does not understand, but she knows it is real. Too real. She grabs her backpack, throws in some supplies. Water, bandages, flashlight. She wraps the child in a coat, then looks down at the mother. She's almost unconscious now. Sarah lifts her with great effort. The glowing blood stains her hands. It feels warm, like fire and ice at the same time. The girl opens the door, just a little. She looks at the sand. She bends down and touches the ground, then stands up again. "It is not safe here anymore. We need to go to the old place with the metal bones." Sarah frowns. "What metal bones?" The child touches the stone on her necklace again. And suddenly, a small projection appears in the air. A map, simple lines, a desert trail, and a red circle drawn at the edge of a cliff. Sarah remembers the old Cold War shelter near the canyon, abandoned, forgotten, but strong. That's what she means, metal bones. She nods. "Okay, we go there. Can you walk?" The girl nods. "I can walk, but if they come, I must not cry." Crying brings them closer. They step out into the cold night, carrying the mother, walking fast but quiet. The stars are still hidden, and behind them, far behind, the red lights begin to spread. Something is hunting, and something is watching, but the girl looks ahead, not behind. She whispers to the air, "Hold us, hide us, guide us." And somewhere deep in the earth, something old begins to wake. The night is not quiet anymore. It breathes, it watches, it hunts far behind Sarah. Red lights move like angry eyes. They do not blink, they do not sleep. Sarah walks fast, her back wet with sweat. Even though the air is cold, she carries the mother on her shoulder, each step harder than the last. Beside her, the child walks without sound. Her feet leave no prints. The sand changes under them, harder, sharper, like they are walking on old bones. The map from the necklace still glows in Sarah's mind. She remembers the way old military bunker hidden near dead cliffs. They used it in the war. Then they forgot it, but not everything inside forgot them. Girl stops. She looks back. They are close. They are using the ground now. "What do you mean?" Sarah asks. The child kneels. She touches the earth and listens. Her white eyes widen. They are under us. Sarah feels it then. A soft tremble, a slow hum, like something is breathing beneath their feet. She starts to run. She grabs the girl's hand. She doesn't care if they hear her now. She just wants to live behind them. The sand splits, something moves under it, something smooth, fast, silent, a long black shape. Thin like a knife it rises and vanishes, no eyes, no face, just metal and hunger. They reach the fence, rusted. Broken barbed wire hanging like dead vines. Sarah kicks the gate open. She pulls the mother inside. The child follows. She closes her eyes. And the gate seals behind them, not with a lock, with something else, something unseen. You did that? Sarah asks. The girl says nothing, just walks ahead, towards the bunker door. It stands like a mouth in the cliff. Old gray, covered in dust. Sarah wipes it with her hand. Numbers appear, faded red numbers. She presses them without thinking. The door opens with a hiss inside. Darkness, pure, still but not empty. They step in, the door shuts behind them. It sounds like a coffin closing. Sarah finds a light. It flickers. It stays. Bunker is filled with silence, old machines, old wires, some still blinking, one screen. Turns on by itself. Words appear. Welcome back, Doctor Keller. Sarah steps closer. She sees her father's face on the screen. A frozen photo, young, smiling, wearing the same necklace as the girl. What is this? She whispers. The girl walks to the screen. He helped us long ago, before the war in the sky. Sarah stares. Her father is dead. 10 years now. She never knew he worked with aliens. She never knew he built this place. The girl points at a round door in the wall. We must go there. The water is inside. Sarah opens it. Steam rises. A small room. A single tank in the center, clear water glowing alive. She brings the mother close, gives her a few drops. The effect is instant. Her chest rises. Her skin brightens. She whispers one word, home. Then she sleeps again. But her body is healing, slow but sure. Suddenly the lights go red. A siren begins to hum. Low, slow warning. The girl stands still. They found us. They cracked the seal. Sarah grabs a metal rod from the shelf. She doesn't know how to fight, but she won't run. Not now, not again. The girl walks to the center of the room. She kneels. She places her hand on the ground. She begins to speak, not English, not any language Sarah knows, but the room understands. The walls hum. The lights change. A deep voice echoes. Defense protocol activated. The air becomes heavy. Machines wake. The old place is not dead. It remembers. Sarah looks at the girl. Who are you really? The child opens her glowing eyes. I am the last seed of a broken tree. I was sent to grow again. But the hunters want to burn all roots. Then a sound like tearing metal from outside. Something has broken through the gate. Something is coming. Sarah tightens her grip on the rod. The mother sleeps. The child glows. The bunker breathes. And outside the hunters rise. Asterisk. The bunker no longer feels empty. It feels alive. It breathes with old memories. Walls whisper without voices. Screens blink without touch. Sarah stands in the control room. The girl beside her. The alien mother sleeping on the metal bed behind them. The machines have gone quiet again. No sirens. No red lights, but Sarah knows the danger is not over. Only pause. She walks to the main console, dust thick on the buttons. She wipes it away. More words appear. Project Echo Gate. Level 7 access user identified. Keller. S. That's her name. But she never came here before. Not once. How does the system know Hirsch? Presses the button marked Archive. A video loads. Old cracked static at first. Then an image appears. Her father, younger. His eyes full of energy, standing in this very room. He begins to speak. If you're watching this, you found them. Sarah leans closer. The girl says nothing. Just listens. They came to us not to conquer, but to survive, he says. Our worlds were once one long ago until the stars pulled us apart. Sarah's heart slows. She feels like she's hearing truth for the first time. A truth no one told. A truth buried in silence. Her blood carries a key. Her father says a signal, a code, that links to their map. The girl steps forward. She touches the screen. The necklace around her neck glows, and the room changes. The lights dim. The floor hums, and a large map floats into the air. Not just a map. A star chart, thousands of points, lines connecting them like veins. One of them pulses red Earth. Another pulses blue. The girl's home, a broken star near the edge of the map. The girl points at a glowing line between them. This was once a gate, a road in space, but it is closed now. Sarah stares at gate between worlds. Closed long ago. She feels something shift inside her, like a memory waking a dream she never had but somehow knows. Your father tried to open it again. The girl says he failed, but he left pieces hidden. We need them. Sarah blinks. Pieces? What pieces? The girl turns to the screen. 3 lights appear scattered across Earth. Old places forgotten, one in ice, one in jungle, one beneath the ocean. Each light is a part of the gate. Each one is guarded by silence and time, and maybe by the same hunters who followed us here. Sarah feels the weight of the map, not just stars, not just places, but choices, big ones. She could walk away, call someone, tell the world, let governments take control. Or she could follow the map, find the pieces and finish what her father started. She looks at the girl. Why me? The child blinks slowly, because the gate needs a human heart to open fully. And yours remembers, even if you do not. Suddenly, the lights flicker. A soft thump echoes through the bunker walls. Then another, heavier, closer. They found the lower door. Sarah grabs her bag, packs water tools, and the map device. The necklace stone changes shape. Now a compass, now a light. We must leave, the girl says. The first piece is in the ice. We go north. Far north. Sarah lifts the mother onto a small sled from the storage room, wraps her in thermal cloth. The girl touches the bunker door. It opens, not with sound, but with light. The desert outside is dark, colder. Now no stars, only silence, and far behind the hunters waiting. The 3 of them step into the night. One broken, one glowing, one afraid, but moving forward as they vanish into the darkness. The map shrinks into a small orb, floating in Sarah's palm, and far away in the north beneath frozen Earth. Something begins to hum, something old, something waiting to be found. Cold wind cuts through the sky like broken glass. The land is white, empty, dead, and shining snow covers everything. Even sound. Sarah walks through it. Step by step, her boots sink deep into the ice. Her hands numb, her breath slow. The child walks beside. Her eyes open wide, unblinking, unafraid. Behind them, pulled by a rope, lies the mother, wrapped in cloth, still breathing, still healing. They do not speak. The wind does that for them, howling, whistling, telling old stories in a language no one remembers. Map orb floats just above Sarah's hand. It glows blue, then green, then stops. A pulse, a single beat. They have arrived. Before them a mountain of ice, flat on one side, like it was sliced by something sharp, a wall smooth, impossible. The girl steps forward. She raises her hand, the stone around her neck glows, and a door appears, not made of wood, not made of metal, a door of light, silent and slow. It opens inside. Warm air, old air, mixed with something Sarah can't name, a smell of dust and memory. They enter. The walls are silver, but not shiny, soft curves like inside a shell. There are no lights, but everything glows. The girl leads the way. She does not guess. She remembers they walk past frozen screens, frozen chairs, frozen machines that still hum. Then they reach it, a room made of circles. In the center, a chair. In the chair, a skeleton wrapped in fabric, holding something small and red. Sarah steps closer. Her hands shake, her breath stops. The face is gone, only bone remains, but the badge is clear. Dr. James Keller, her father. Her knees fall to the ground. She cannot speak. She cannot cry. The cold takes the tears before they fall. The girl places her hand on the red object in the skeleton's lap. It glows. A voice fills the room, not from a speaker, from the walls, from the floor, from the very ice. Sarah, if you're here, then I failed, but I also hoped. It is his voice. Her father's, clear and strong, like he is standing next to her. They said the gate would stay closed. They said Earth would forget, but I knew someone would remember. I hoped it would be you. Sarah touches the red object. It is warm, like a heartbeat, like it's alive. This is the second key. It links to their world. It can open the ice path, but only with trust. The mother stirs behind. Then she opens her eyes, looks at the room. She knows it too. The girl walks to the far wall, touches a small circle. Another map appears. A deep tunnel leading down not into earth, but under it, into something older. The mother speaks, her voice soft, dry. Ancient, he built this place for you, not just to hide but to wake what Sarah asks. The mother closes her eyes. Ourselves the girl turns. We must go below, the last key waits under the sea. But this path will take us deeper. Faster if we are. Brave Sarah looks at her father's skeleton. She places her hand over his. She feels nothing. And everything she whispers, I'm here, I'll finish what you started. Then she takes the red key. The room shakes not in fear, in response, it knows she is. Ready, the door opens again, this time a staircase of light. They step onto it, and the ice closes behind them, not with sound, but with memory far below. Something stirs, something old, with wings and questions asterisk. There's no sky here, no sun, no stars, only color. Moving slowly like smoke and water, Sarah floats. But she does not fall. There's no ground, no air, no weight. The girl is beside her, eyes closed, whispering words without sound. The mother follows, still weak, but her breath steady. They are passing through. Not space, not time, something else, between worlds, between what was and what could have been. Then light, a flash, a pull. A step forward, and they are standing on stone, a sky above them, red and gold, broken pieces of moon floating like islands, wind that sings, but not in any language, just music. Sarah looks around the land as wide, silent ruin buildings, half fallen, trees made of glass, rivers of silver. Running uphill, where are we, she asks. The girl breathes in, we are home, or what's left of it. Mother touches the ground, her fingers sink into the dust like she belongs to it. This was our city, she says. Before it burned, before what Sarah asks, before the gate broke, before the hunters came, before your people forgot. Sarah walks through the ruins. There are carvings on the walls, symbols, eyes, stars, hands reaching toward fire. And on one wall, a human face drawn in light. Wearing the necklace my father, Sarah whispers. He came here, the girl nods. Yes, he found us, he helped us, he gave us time, but time ran out. Sarah touches the wall. The light moves under her hand. A door opens. Warm air flows out, soft hums, voices. Machines still alive. They enter. This is not a bunker. This is not a lab. This is a memory, a chamber of what once was, before war, before running, before hiding on other worlds. In the center, a sphere floating blue and red, like Earth and this planet, spinning together. The girl walks to it. She places the red key and the silver necklace into the sphere. The lights change, the ground shakes, and a voice speaks, not loud, not male, not female. Just true. Final key required, heart code missing. Sarah frowns. Heart code. The girl looks at her. It needs your choice, not your blood, your will. Sarah steps forward. Her hands glow faintly. She remembers the bunker. Her father's voice, the map, the pain. The silence. She closes her eyes. I choose. She says, I choose to open. Ida. Light passes through her chest. Not painful, not cold, just known. The sphere opens, a new map, not of places, of people, connections, souls. All species that passed through the gate before it broke. One name glows brighter than all. Keller. Sarah steps back. I'm not just his daughter, and my mother nods. You are his. Key and ours. Suddenly, a crack, loud, sharp behind them. The sky breaks, red lights appear, not stars, not fire, but the hunters. They followed, dozens, hundreds, slipping through the air, like knives. No face, no sound, only hunger. Sarah grabs the child. The mother stands for the first time. Tall, strong, she lifts her hand, and the ground answers. Machines rise, old guardians, sleeping giants, built by humans and aliens together. This place will fight, but not alone. Sarah turns to the sphere. What now? The girl smiles. Now we finish the gate. Now we bring back the choice. The sphere pulses, and behind it, another door begins to open. This one leads not to safety, but to truth, to the very center of the forgotten war, the last piece, the sea below all things. The door opens, not like a machine, not like a gate, but like a wound, remembering how it was cut. The light is green, cold, not bright. It breathes slowly, calling. Sarah stands at the edge, the child by her side, the mother behind. Machines rising from the Dust around them, hunters circling in the sky like shadows without wings. This is the last path. The girl says it goes beneath the sea of stars. To the heart where the gate was made and broken, Sarah looks down. She sees no floor, only light endless turning. She steps in. There is no fall, no sound, just change now. She is somewhere inside something, a room without walls, a sky without stars, a feeling without words. She sees her father, not standing, not speaking, just watching. He is made of memory here, but still full of life. His hand reaches out, not to pull her, not to push her, just to offer behind him. The gate, a circle of shifting light, not science, not magic, something older built when thought was new, when fear did not exist between worlds. Sarah feels the truth now. This gate is not just a machine. It is a promise, a bridge of trust between hearts, broken by war, closed by pain, kept shut by fear. The Côte de Kirka. Hunters were born from that fear, from what was left behind. Not beasts, not soldiers, but fragments of something once human, turned hollow. The gate cannot be opened by weapons. It must be opened by choice. The girl floats beside her. You can go back, live your life, forget this, or you can stay and become part of the gate itself. Anchor it, hold it open, so no child must ever run again. Sarah says nothing. Not yet. She sees Earth, warm, busy, loud. She sees her old home, her room, her garden, the life she planned. Then she sees this world, the ruins, the silence, the faces. That's still hope. The girl who calls herself daughter, the mother who crossed stars just for water. She understands her father never built the gate to escape. He built it for return, not just for them, but for us. She steps forward. I choose to stay. The gate glows not with power, but with peace. The hunters stop. They fall from the sky, not dead, just still. Like the hate inside them was finally quiet. The machines lower their arms. The ruins bloom. Glass trees open their petals for the first time in centuries. Girl places her hand over Sarah's heart, and Sarah fades into light. She does not vanish. She becomes part of the circle. Her thoughts stretch across stars. Now, she's the gate back on Earth. A girl wakes in the sand, not afraid anymore, because she hears something in the wind, a voice, simple, kind. You are not alone anymore. The end.